Hello, Markee Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life. And today again, I'm out in Ocean Springs, and we are here at sunset. In fact, if it gets a little bit closer to sunset, I may swing the camera around. But the sky behind me is just looking gorgeous right now, and so decided to come over this way. So I have an entrepreneurial question, and it comes from Lev, and he says, he wants to ask my opinion on matters of trust. He means trust between partners in business or trust to your employees. Probably I have some experience with that. Yes, I do. And personally, I'm now a corporate worker, but I'd like to take part in one side project. However, I don't know exactly I can trust my partners, etc. Could you give me some tips? Let me just say that as I set this down, that if you are worried about whether or not you can trust them right now, then maybe you should trust your gut feeling right now and just say no to it. I can tell you that I have learned over the years to trust my gut feeling, and to I have regretted not trusting it several times, and you know, and then there's times where, okay, so let's just talk about gut feeling. And I can tell you that in our anti-fraud, when we have to, with my current company where we do game code sales, if we have to call someone to confirm things because things don't look right, every once in a blue moon we will turn somebody down based upon gut feeling. And I know that that really sucks for the honest customers who get turned down, but it's very necessary, because we have found that probably about 50% of the time when we don't trust our gut feeling, that something then turns around and happens, and hindsight says, damn it, we should have trusted it. So you got to trust your gut. If you don't trust your gut, then you know, obviously you have some sort of reservations. Otherwise, you would have been asking this question. Now, I can tell you that those are pelicans flying by. I can tell you that I have had many experiences with employees and stuff ripping me off. And I've been plenty of customers that have ripped us off, but more so with what gets me even more so is when a employee does, because we always put employees through a whole bunch of checks and everything. We did criminal background checks. We did, you know, sometimes we would even do a credit check depending on the position. And if they're going to handle money, then a credit check needs to be done. And it, I've been screwed a few times, and each time I say to myself, okay, well, I'm gonna have to learn from that and not do that again. I've been stolen from employees, and then I should have, well, I have fired people right on the spot for stealing. And I've fired people right on the spot for lying to me. And even if they were in a position that was very important to the company, it is very important to be able to trust your employees, just like it's very important for you to be able to trust your business partners. And so this whole trust issue, I have a few times ignored it. I a few times have like, you know, talked to the person and said, okay, well, let's make sure this doesn't happen again and everything. And, you know, maybe what they did, it was understandable or whatnot, but then every one of those times when I did that, I later regretted it. And so it has to be very, very black and white, especially when it comes to your money and when it comes to your employees. You know, when it comes to family, we have a different standard than we do when it's employees. And so I have taken, you know, I've had some pretty incredible stuff happen when it's my fault afterwards, because I should have taken the warning signs at first when something smaller happened, because then later something bigger happened. And, you know, I should have paid attention to that. I should have learned from that. I should have listened to that. And I can tell you an example of another person who's a friend of mine who had this, I won't say who the company is or what they did, but they had this just awesome company that was in the video game space, and it dealt with financial transactions in the video game space. And the CEO, the founder of the company, really trusted his CTO, and you know, didn't do a lot of checking on things, didn't keep tabs on everything, and really trusted him and stuff. And then one day he found out that I'm doing the math in my head, that it was about $18 million that this person had embezzled. And you know, he just got screwed. And how you get $18 million back out of somebody who stole it? I mean, unless they go and invest it someplace. I don't know what the person did with the money. I don't know whether or not he was able to recover any of the money. I know that it pained the owner of that company very much, and it's amazing that it didn't put them under. A theft and a company that is sizable like that could put you under. And, you know, I couldn't imagine right now getting, you know, a theft that's equal to the size of my needs for my operating capital, or maybe even more than my needs for operating capital, and having that money disappear. And then it's like, what the heck do you do? So, trust your gut. And this doesn't even have to be, okay, see, now you bring this up with, as opposed to making a business deal with these people. And you don't have to wait for it to be a business deal to trust your gut about whether or not you're going to do something with someone. If there is something that's telling you that it's wrong, it could even be a relationship. You know, boyfriend, girlfriend stuff, or it could be, you know, it could be coworkers, it could be employees, it could be, you know, daycare workers, it could be, you know, even somebody that you go into a restaurant and the chef walks out and you can tell that he's got this, all the food on his outfit is not from that day. Think of, if he doesn't dress if he doesn't wash his clothes every day or have new clothes every day for cooking your food, think of what the kitchen looks like. Trust your gut. Not that your gut's saying it's hungry right then and I'm just going to eat anything. Trust your gut and walk out of the restaurant if you think that the kitchen is not clean. Because if you don't, food poisoning, I mean, come on. So, this is a let me go back around to what we learned with when we were doing calls and calling to verify customers. And even though they have all the right answers and everything, there still was something there nagging sometimes. And we knew we were right because reversals would come in even after the fact. So let's say that we denied a customer and we refunded them through PayPal, and then a week later a chargeback comes in on that exact same order, even though we refunded it. And that's because the chargeback, you know, process, you know, started up and everything. It was fraudulent. And because why would they charge back on us when we refunded if they were an honest customer that we turned away? So trust your gut. It's one of the most valuable lessons you can learn. It's one of the hardest things I've learned. It's cost me an incredible amount of money not trusting my gut. And when I say an incredible amount of money, we are talking hundreds of thousands of dollars that I've lost from not trusting my gut. So now I play it a little bit more safe and just trust it. Thanks for the question. I'm Markee Dragon. Take care. Well, thank you for making it this far. Now that you have, can I interest you in another video? So what we've got here on the upper left is part of my entrepreneurial series where I talk about really motivates me to work so hard and why I would rather work for myself 80 hours a week instead of for someone else 40. I know that may not make sense, huh? So, upper right, are you a werewolf? I review a Kickstarter campaign that talks about being a werewolf or not. It's a great game that's a lot of fun. I have actually played it, and now it may be over by the time the Kickstarter campaign may be over by the time you see this, but it'll give you a little bit of a look into the game itself and some Kickstarter stuff. So, on the lower left, that is Morgan Lean that I'm interviewing from Epiphany Games. He is a game publisher and designer, and so he owns a publishing company. He's a CEO of Epiphany Games, and I talked to him about if you are looking to study video games to get into the industry, you'll want to watch that video. It's a great interview. He has a lot of great things to say, and really a lot of fun. Lower right, if you are into making YouTube videos, I discovered that YouTube is looking at the images in your videos and then suggesting keywords based off of what it sees. And I found proof of that. And I don't know if that's scary or not, but it kind of really surprised me. And so that video is on my personal vlog channel. And I'm just talking about whether or not that's okay and how I feel about it, and the cool fact that YouTube is actually doing that, and so it's part of how they come up with their keyword tool suggestions. So thank you very much for watching, and take care.